Hello and welcome to Unsettled JD. Today let's go to Hungary and talk about Budapest, which is the capital of Hungary. So Budapest is actually two places combined into one, so Buda and Pest. So if you know anything about Budapest, the castle, Buda Castle, is on the Buda side, and the Hungarian Parliament building is actually in the Pest, so those two places combined make Budapest. So before I went to Budapest, I have a Hungarian friend, and I asked her what people like to do in Budapest, and she basically gave me a little bit of things to do and what most tourists do while we go there. So when I first got to Budapest from Revlolop, it was kind of in the afternoon. By the time I checked into my hostel, I just went north of the city. Of course, I did buy my tickets so I can have the traveling on the transportations for 2 days. Because I was only in Budapest for 2 full days. I probably should have gotten a Budapest card, but at this point in the trip I was kind of running low on funds, so I could only really go and see the outside of the buildings, which was fine by me. That's all I really wanted to see, to be honest. So like I said, the first time I was there, it was the afternoon, and I went north to the city to the Millennium Monument, followed by the Baj da Hamyad Castle. Again, I am really sorry if I pronounce these wrong, and if you get bored or need to relax, there is a nice city park around that area as well. And what I really wanted to do on the first night, because apparently according to my Hungarian friend, you must go visit a spa. There are a few spas located within the city for the thermal baths. Prices range from about 20 euros to like 100 euros depending on what you want to do. Again, I was trying to keep it minimum, so I went for the lower price. So the two big ones are Gilbert Thermal Bath and Szczecin Thermal Bath. So I went to that one, the Shenzi Thermal Bath. My Hungarian's really bad, I do apologize, as this one is the biggest one. When I went into it, the part was actually closed off, so they're like, oh, you have to go outside around the building to the other part, because the change rooms were full in that one, so I had to go into a different entrance, which was a little bit confusing because I had no idea where I was going. But I did have a nice relaxing time in the baths, and they have different pools with different temperatures, and then I got to watch the sunset in the pool. And then after that, I went home and had some local food. And so the next day was the big day. Of course, the weather wasn't the greatest. It was cloudy and a little bit chilly. The first thing I did is I wanted to go to the Hungarian Parliament building, so I walked around there, and then I just walked up the river a little bit, just to stretch my legs and see. And then after I got bored, I took the bus back down, and I wanted to go see the shoes on the Daneby Bank. And then after that, you have to go, and then I walked along the river, keep going to the chain bridge, which is very famous in Budapest. So it's those two big lines up the chain bridge, and Will Smith got in trouble for climbing this and taking a little bit of video on top of the bridge. So the train bridge does lead you up to Buda Castle, and then you can actually walk up to Buda Castle, or you can take the bus. I decided to walk. Unfortunately, again, I didn't get to go into the castle, and it's trying to keep my funds low. But you can definitely walk around the castle and get some lovely views of the city and the castle on the outside. There is also the Fisherman's Bastion, which is beautiful designs. I actually ended up getting some dinner there and watching the sunset as well a little bit over the city while I was there. And then there is the Mathis Church that was also built in the 13th century. So after that full day of walking around and that, back to the hotel and to relax, and then my last full day is when I went went to the Citadel and the Liberty statue for the sunset for that. But first, before that, I just wanted to walk around the old city center, and so I went to the Paris courtyard, and then I went to the opera house, and then after that I walked up the road to go see the Terror Museum, which is a museum that talks about Nazi occupation in Hungary, and you get to see a bit of the Berlin Wall. It's also placed there as well, which was interesting, and you get a little bit of history on the outside. So they have little platforms outside, so you can actually read some of the history of Nazi occupant Hungary as well, which definitely liberated me. And then after that, I wanted to go to the Citadel, so I took the bus all the way up to the Citadel to a point, and then you kind of have to walk up. So nice little walk to Liberty statue, and I waited there for the sunset over the city, and that was pretty much a full day. Oh, and I also got caught in the rain because of course it rained, so I had a nice roasted dinner in a restaurant, followed by a boat ride on the river. So this is what my friend told me that I must do, is get a river boat along the river, and they actually give you a free complimentary drink as well, which I really enjoyed. So I tried to limit the amount of money that I spent, so I did only get to see the outside of the buildings, which was really cool because I really wanted to see them from like different movies and different aspects. So I was happy enough just to see the outsides of all the buildings. I did go to one of the churches, St. Stephen's Castle, and to the lookout, as my friend also told me this is something that I must do as well, so I did that as well. So Budapest has definitely lots of history. You can learn about obviously Buda Castle, you can learn about the Nazi occupation, and you get a lot of history. So there's some parks and the thermal baths to relax in if you need some downtime in Budapest. So I actually really enjoyed Budapest, and I hope you enjoy it too. So don't forget, if you like this video or my other videos, like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.